And Chef Katz is going to do the demo. We have a round of applause.
I'm ready to do the demo. For years now, some of you have been coming to my events where I literally cater a healthy vegan meal for you. And over the years, you've been very grateful and appreciative, and I am too, because part of my mission in life is to educate people about healthy vegan food. And I'm very happy to have you all here tonight. I'm going to be teaching and demoing some Halloween specialties that I have invented. The recipes will be available.
No, that's wrong, audience. Please pay attention to me. I am the real Chef Katz, and I am the one who's going to show you how to make all these recipes. Okay.
What? Hey. Oh.
I am the real Chef Katz, and I'm going to show you how to make all these recipes.
Where's Stu?
Here is two. The questions now. What was the other?
Well, we actually have another third possible
Here.
Chef Katz or an imposter. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Chef Katz. I looked at my birth certificate and that's what it says.
All right, we have three people who've identified themselves as Chef Katz, but only one of them has been sworn to tell the truth. Okay. Real Chef Katz number one. When did you first get interested in veganism and healthy eating and cooking?
Well, I really started just a few weeks ago, and I got interested, and I decided, well, I'm going to eat this way.
Okay, same question for the Real Chef Katz number two.
I've been vegan now for almost 32 years. And I became vegan because it made sense. It was the logical, the scientific, and the most reasonable thing that I could do.
Okay. The Real Chef Katz number three. What are some of your credentials or experiences that you've had over the years?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I have been preparing meals for famous people. I had a restaurant in Hawaii for many years. It was one of the first major vegan restaurants in the world. I should know, okay? I prepared a luau for the King of Tonga. I made food for many presidents, including, let's see, Woodrow Wilson, Reagan, and you know, I have just boundless credentials. These people are...
Real Chef Katz number one, same question. What are some of your credentials or experiences you've had over the years?
Credentials? Well, I made my own credentials, and I prepare food and I cook for a lot of many important people. The most important people is my partner, and he is the one who really knows about all my credentials and the food that I prepare, and also for football stars. I prepare, yes, football star, yes. And animal activists also too. I prepare a lot of food for them, yes.
Okay, let's go with the same question for Real Chef Katz number two. What are some of your credentials or experiences you've had over your years?
Well, nothing like these other two. I'm a pretty boring guy, and I just I have the attitude that Everybody should have the opportunity to eat a delicious, nutritious, cruelty-free meal.
Chef Katz number 3. Did you have any health issues or challenges or other motivations to become interested and involved in a vegan diet or lifestyle?
Yes. At one time, I had my leg severed. That was, about 22 years ago. I attached it myself, and I put a lot of wheatgrass on it.
Wheatgrass.
Amazing, yeah. And I also wrote a few books about that. At one time, I was killed in the jungle and declared dead.
Almost killed.
No, I'm telling you, I was literally declared dead. Someone came over and pushed some moringa and some other herbs into my mouth. And so this is why I'm absolutely a believer in this healthy vegan.
Okay. Chef Katz number 2. Did you have any health challenges or issues or other motivations to become involved in a vegan diet or lifestyle?
Well, at the age of 30, I weighed almost 300 pounds. I had a bleeding peptic ulcer. I had diverticulitis. I had all kinds of respiratory illnesses and diseases, and I would sit in an air-conditioned room and pour sweat off of my body. It seemed that there had to be a different way. There had to be other choices, and at the time, I'm in medicine. All my colleagues told me all I had to do was to get this surgery or take this pill, and things would be fine. And I just knew that they wouldn't. So.
Okay. And real Chef Katz number 1. Same question. Did you have any health challenges or issues or other motivations to become interested and involved in a vegan diet or lifestyle?
Not really. I see that many people just want to go vegan and they go vegan and it's trendy now to go vegan. So that is my motivation and that's why I'm here. So, yeah.
Okay. Chef Katz number 3. Who are some of your mentors over the years, and where did you learn some of your expertise, which you put into practice and develop your experience and style and recipes and so forth?
Well, people don't realize this, but I actually helped Michael Clapper get his degree. Dr. Clapper, yes. I also was on the faculty when Dr. Greger was studying medicine. I am a little older than him. And let's see, Julia Childs, I think, was one of my mentors. There's another heavyset guy on TV when I was young. Don't remember his name. He sold knives. That's pretty much it.
Same question, real Chef Katz number 2. Some of the mentors over the years?
Well, I had 3 people really that were very instrumental in guiding my pathway through life. The first was George Carlin. George Carlin was my philosopher. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan was the person who would say what everybody else couldn't say. And the third person was a man by the name of Dr. Michael Clapper, who, as a scientist and a medical doctor, was the first person that was able to talk to me on a level of logic and reasoning and allowed me to learn the irrefutable evidence that the human body is designed to be herbivorous and to also be a steward to this wonderful world.
Awesome. Okay. Real Chef Cats number 1.
Mentor.
Yeah, mentors. Anybody important in bringing out the best in you and your knowledge and your expertise that you put into practice?
Well, really, I met many people on the street. And I think that those are the real mentors, the people who know what they go through every day. They don't have anything to eat. They eat from the garbage can and all that. And when I saw that, you say, well, these are the people that, inspire me. And that's, I say, well, everybody's going vegan. I don't know, it seems that it's very trendy. And everybody say, I'm vegan only, and all that. Well, I also want to be trendy, and people look at me and pay attention because nobody, pays attention to me.
That's great.
Yes.
Real Chef Cats number 2. Have you written any books or cooked for any famous people that we may know about?
Well, I mean, nothing serious, just a few books here and there just to kind of help to educate people and to give them a helping hand. As far as famous people, I'm not big on name dropping, but I could drop dozens.
Well, let's hear a couple.
It really doesn't have that.
River Phoenix, Danny Glover, Barbara Streisand,
No, it's not. Come on.
the King of Tonga.
He's not here.
We'll leave it at that. I could go on.
And Chef Cats number 3. What gives you some of the most personal satisfaction when you educate or cook vegan food for others?
Well, usually there's a lot of leftovers, which I take home and I really enjoy.
Chef Cats number 1. What gives you some of the most personal satisfaction when you educate others or cook vegan food for others?
Well, as I say, I haven't done much, but it is very easy, I just go to a store and see and look from the package, and from there I just prepare the food, that's, it doesn't have to have any meat or eggs, and I say, well, this is trendy now, as far as it doesn't have any meat or eggs or dairy, that's trendy, okay, this is it, no matter.
Same question for Real Chef Cats number 2. What gives you some of the most personal satisfaction when you educate or cook vegan food for others?
Well, I've been in medicine now for over 40 years. And the way I view medicine has moved much differently than conventional medicine goes. About 15, 16 years ago now, I wrote a syllabus called Whole Foods as Medicine, and it's being taught by 6 different universities around the country, the closest one being Florida, University of Florida here in Gainesville. And it's a 2-day syllabus, and it basically gives a foundation in basic nutrition, the reasons for why we should be doing it. As a person in medicine, my goal was always to see a patient one time. The epitome of medicine to me is to be able to not only see a person and diagnose their problem, but then to be able to arrange a treatment that they can follow that is helpful to them, and to educate them in a way so that they can take care of themselves, so that they don't have to come back and see me. I don't need a revolving door. I don't make a lot of money off of my patients. And this is the way, to me, medicine and health should be practiced.
Same question for Chef number 2.
Well, I don't want to take a lot of time because I really want to get to the demo. I want to show you all how to make these foods. And, you're going to really enjoy it. I think the two imposters should admit that they're just pretending. Yeah, obviously, I'm the one who's dressed right. Look at that hat. And I've got the information. Come on, let me get to it now. Okay?
Are you ready for that?
Oh yeah.
Or do we want to find out who the real Chef Katz is?
Okay, so
I am the real. I am the real.
Wait a second. I think we should let the audience determine. We'll take it. Does anybody have one question to ask the panel that I didn't ask? Anybody?
I do.
Okay. What question do you have?
What are the googly eyes made out of?
Oh, okay. What are the googly eyes made out of? Chef number 1.
Gelatin.
Gelatin?
Yes.
Chef number 2?
Cornstarch and sugar.
Okay. And chef number 3?
I think they're just plastic googly eyes that someone bought.
I know what it is.
I don't
Okay. So now, before we say who the real Chef Katz is, to stand up, can we take a vote from the audience? Who think it is Chef Katz, the real Chef Katz number 1? Raise your hand. Okay. Real Chef Katz number 2?
Yeah. That's the one.
One hand a person. And Chef Katz, real Chef Katz number 3 with the red hat. Okay, so we got the audience response, but let's see if you're right. Will the real Chef Katz please stand up? All right.
Well, I hope everybody had a little laugh and a little fun. And now, hopefully we can keep things going and we can make it fun and educational at the same time. Now, we're not going to do a cooking class per se. We have the dishes actually already finished and prepared. So rather than go through all the things, we can talk through it. We can talk through the ways of making it, the recipes, the ingredients that go in and why. And we can show you how, in any case that you want, you can make it as not only fun, but as creative as you like. So, this is Halloween. This is one of the favorite holidays for people. This is a day that represents, for most, having a good time. Getting out of your usual skin per se and getting into a different costume and having fun for a night. So on those levels, we like to take things to the trick-or-treat levels. And we start off, with different dishes here. Now, we'll start off, the first dish that we made here. This is a black cat.
Wow.
Made for the holiday here. This is actually, and some of you might have tried it, this is the walnut pate that we have been eating, okay? Now, pates are one of my specialties, one of my fortes. I have been making pates for almost the entire time that I've been vegan, because I discovered that not only is it a filling, heavy nutritional dish, and when I became vegetarian, I mean vegan, 32 years ago almost, I didn't go through the steps like most people. I was never a vegetarian. I went from a full-on carnivore to a full-on vegan in 24 hours and never looked back. It's something that I had just an exceptional situation in order to do that. And like I said, I've never looked back. And so I had to find ways of satisfying myself. 32 years ago, you couldn't even find a health food store, nevertheless something vegan. I mean, they weren't there. Nobody knew what it was. Even the word vegetarian kind of got people really in a tizzy there. So we had to fend for ourselves. And when I turned vegan, the first thing that I learned how to make was a tofu scramble. And it was just one day at a time type of a thing. I kept taking a dish that I liked and finding a way to make it. And as of today, as of this date that we stand here right now, I can honestly look everybody in the eye and tell you that the only thing that I am unable to duplicate or replicate at this point is a sunny side up egg. Can't do it yet. I can make you fajitas and quiches and omelets and souffles, but I can't make a sunny side up egg yet. I'm working on it. I'll get it eventually, but it's just a matter of time. But anything else that you've grown up on, anything else that you have learned to love and think that you have to give up in order to have a healthier, a more concise, a more stable, a more conscious lifestyle. All these different things come from the fact that we don't have to give up anything. We don't have to feel deprived, because we can make all those things. All you have to do is to learn. It's all part of the education. And so this is where my new twist has gone. Since I don't walk around the hospital floors anymore, I find new ways of reaching people and reaching out and making them healthy, making them consciously aware. So we do it by food now. And I find that it's one of the best ways to reach people. Anywhere I go, it doesn't matter what country I'm in, it doesn't matter what people that I'm talking to, I know I can reach them with food. I have worked with some of the most unusual people, through the years. I have worked with kosher, I have worked with halal, I have worked with Greek Orthodox, I have worked with Seventh-day Adventists, I have worked with, people that are fasting, I have worked with people that are having holidays and eating like gluttons. It doesn't really matter, because anything that you want to reach these people with, you can, because you have that power. You have that ability. It's a common link between any race or civilization of people. And it's an easy way of saying hello. I used to go and do a lot of radio and television interviews. And I'll tell you, my producer would call the stations, and they would, arrange the thing, and they would tell the interviewer, the DJ, or whoever it was, that, you've got this vegan coming on, and he's going to bring you some food. And immediately in their minds, they would have this long hair, barefoot hippie, stringy, scraggly, thin, emaciated, and I would, and they would figure I'd bring them a bowl of Sprouts or something, And I would walk in, and of course, you can't tell now, but I used to be pretty buff. And I would walk in, and they would take a look at me, and their minds would be absolutely blown. And then I would put down a chocolate raspberry cream pie, or a lemon lime cheesecake, or something that would just blow their minds away. I would cook on air. I would allow the people to sit there and watch, or to hear the sizzles or the sounds that we were making from the, and at the end of the cooking show, you'd see these people in the studio, forget the audience, the people in the studio would be drooling and salivating, and they couldn't wait to taste whatever it was we were going to show them. So today, like I said, we're cooking for Halloween here. We're trying to make some fun food. Pâtés are great. You can make a pâté and make it shaped any way you want. It's like working with clay. It's like, just mold it in, sculpture it in, and let your inner child out. Let your artist come out, and believe me, the last thing that I am is an artist. I will tell everybody. This is me one step ahead of stick people. That's I get by. But what it does is it allows me to think. It allows my imagination to run wild and free. So the pâté that we chose tonight to feed everybody is a walnut pâté. And because this is Halloween, we have kind of used pumpkin seeds to go along with most of the recipes tonight. So this is walnuts and pumpkin seeds. Now we put them in a food processor and we grind it down. You can do any nut or any seed the same way. You can change the recipe in an instant, in a thought. And each one is unique and individual. So we've got walnuts and pumpkin seeds here. Once you've ground it down so that it's a fine meal, all you have to do at that point really is add a little bit of water, bringing it to the consistency that you want it, and whatever seasoning or spices that you want. Now, of course, you can get, like I said, creative. You can add whatever you want. You can add vegetables. You can get spicy. You can put peppers in there and, different things. You can put tomatoes, but you got to keep it a little on the dry side, or else it becomes a dip instead of pâté. So, but again, use your imagination. Go wild. And almost anything that you can think of can go into that food processor and make that pâté. As long as the consistency is right, that's the most important thing. So, again, we've got walnuts, we've got pumpkin seeds. Some of the spices that I used were garlic, tamari, a little bit of nutritional yeast, and this gives the flavor, the body, the different taste that you want. And again, just by changing the spices, just by changing some herbs in it, or some fresh vegetables, or whatever, you change the pâté. You can make it as different as you want, as unique as you want. And again, they're really easy to make. I can sit there and whip up a pâté in a matter of a minute, minute and a half. That's all it takes.
Brooke, could we add a little bit of pumpkin and maybe pumpkin spice if you wanted like a Halloween or a holiday thing?
Sure, you can put anything you want. Again, as long as you keep the consistency to the thickness where it won't be runny, where it'll stand on its own.
And if it got a little runny, add some nutritional yeast maybe?
You can add nutritional yeast, you can add more nuts, you can add anything that will absorb the liquid.
Right.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yes? Tamari is liquid. Tamari is basically soy sauce. Okay? It's a fermented soybean, and The only reason that we use that name is that is the traditional name from Japan. They make two different things basically. They make what's called shoyu and they make tamari.